10 friends who have traveled with, competed alongside, and made memories with each other across the U.S. over the past several years. Now they've all come together at Bohn's Elite Training with a prize on the line, being placed strategically in a bracket to provide the best display of competition. It's a race-to-2 bracket format where each round the winner will advance and the loser goes home. 10 friends, all fighting to become champion and take home the belt. Introducing the first ever Bet Invite Series.
Oh yeah, come on!
Ian wants to win this match, he's gonna have to earn it.
Come on!
Real strikes, baby! Yes!
You want the barking? Come on, he'll get the barking.
Let's have some fun, kid. Let's have some fun.
Welcome to episode 4 of the Bet Invite Series, presented by Bohn's Elite Training. Let's take a look at our bracket recap presented by BuddiesProShop.com through the first 3 episodes. In round 1 on the right side of the bracket, Natalie Kent came out on top in the Battle of the Roommates against Haley Lindley 2-0. And in the Harmon brother face-off, we saw Michael defeat his brother Ian in a one-shot roll-off. Last week in round 2 on the left side of the bracket, we saw the villain, Alex Horton, defeat Sydney Bone 2-0 and advance to the championship belt match. Today, we'll see Natalie Kent and Michael Harmon Jr. battle it out to see who our second contender will be in the championship belt match. The winner of the championship belt match will hold the belt entering the triple threat title match versus Justin and Brandon Bohn. But first, let's see who our second contender will be for the championship belt match at the Bet Invite Series. She averaged 244 in the opening round and defeated her Vanderbilt roommate Haley Lindley in dominating fashion. With a roommate now on her side, she's ready to face the older Harmon brother.
Now that I knocked my roommate out, she's going to be my biggest cheerleader. So, Michael or Ian, I'm ready for you.
She's got the highest average left in the field and one match away from bowling for the belt. This is Natalie Kent. After defeating his brother in the opening round, his focus now is bringing that belt back to Florida. The next step is defeating Natalie Kent.
Me and Ian both made a promise to each other. Whoever wins this match is gonna win the belt. We both said the belt's coming home. It's coming to Florida. It's going where it belongs, in the Sunshine State. Natalie Kent, she's a superstar. Not this week. I'm coming for that belt.
He's got an opportunity to face his past collegiate teammate in the finals, and with a win in round 2, he'll make it happen. This is Michael Harmon Jr. Who will our final contender be in the championship belt match? It's Natalie Kent versus Michael Harmon Jr. at the Bet Invite Series.
I'm gonna make good shots. I'm gonna, put the ball in the right place at the end of the game, and I'm gonna force you to make your shot. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hand anything over. That was, that's my mantra. That's been my mantra from day one.
I had a pretty good look. My hustle wine. I love that ball, so I was pretty confident in that.
Not really throwing the ball the way I wanted to, but you gotta make it work with what you got, and that was my plan. So I was honestly looking forward to it. I felt like it was gonna be a really good match. I know Natalie, she was lined up. I watched her first match. She was crushing it, so I didn't expect anything different from her. I expected high scores in that match, and I was gonna have to make a lot of good shots if I wanted to win this match.
My last match started off hot, so I just wanted to start off hot again, get clean through the ball, see my target, make good shots.
You're gonna have to come and earn this if you want it. Shot.
Thanks. Hey, at least I didn't Brooklyn.
That was bad.
Natalie with the triple to start, holding the 20-pin lead early and starting things up the same way she bowled in round 1.
Natalie started out hot, but like I said, from warm-ups, I didn't expect anything different. I expected a lot of strikes. I expected the only way that I was pretty much gonna be able to win was I just had to keep up with her and hope she'd give me an open somewhere in there. And that's never really what you should be doing, hoping that your opponent opens, especially with the caliber of player that Natalie is, but I'm just trying to keep up basically right now.
Hook, hook, hook.
Oof.
Michael cutting into the lead, but not as much as he wanted.
Not good enough.
Natalie, on the other hand, is keeping her foot on the gas. Natalie with the 21-pin lead, entering the 5th frame.
Oh God, this left.
So good shot here.
Get the 5.
Shove. Hit.
Michael with the double in the 5th and 6th, now down just 10 pins and feeling like he's got life in game 1.
After these last 2 shots, I feel like, maybe the momentum is coming my way. Natalie just 4-pinned on the right lane. She made, in my opinion, a really bad shot and left a 4-pin. So there's one way to think about it. You get an opening here, and now it's 269 to 279. I'm only a frame behind. But the other way to think about it is she threw a really bad shot and only left a 4-pin. That means I'm probably in trouble here. But no, I feel like the momentum kind of came in my way, and I'm just going to try and make a couple more good shots and see if I can, snatch this first game off of her.
Michael, feeling like momentum was moving to his side, was quite the opposite of the situation, with Natalie striking in both the 6th and 7th frames, extending her lead to 20, but Michael with strikes in the 7th and 8th can tie up this game. Michael with the roll 2 for the 4-bagger. Huge break to tie up the match, with Natalie feeling the exact same way.
When Michael rolled that 2-pin, I was like, yeah, it's a good thing that didn't stand up because chances of you making that were pretty low. It's a good thing that 2-pin didn't stand up.
I'm right there with you, actually. I agree, Natalie. I agree. It was a good break.
It's a good break.
I got away with one, right? They even out.
Parker Bone, the third once told me it's not a good break unless you throw a strike in the next frame. So, you know what I mean? You just take it and you make sure you make a good pitch the next one.
Darn.
Natalie leaving the door open, Michael needs a strike in the 9th and a double in the 10th to take game 1 in this race to 2 match.
Hook, hook, hook.
After Michael fails to strike in the 9th, his max score now 248, Natalie's max is 258. Michael would strike the first shot in the 10th, but not the second, finishing with 238. Natalie needs the first hit in the 10th to win game 1. Natalie dead labels it when she needed it, and getting the win, keeping things simple.
I need the first one in the 10th, so I just get up, make a good shot, hit my target, strike. Gotta keep it simple.
Kent with the win in game 1, 245 to 238 over Harmon Jr. Michael with his back against the wall after failing to win game 1.
Definitely feel like the first game is the game to win because, once you win that first game, you kind of can bowl, not per se a little freer, but that, no matter what, you're going to the roll-off at all, if something bad happens here. So the first game is definitely the game to win. In my first match, I won the first game. I kind of was able to be a little bit more relaxed in that sense. So I think it was not good that I lost that first game. I really needed to win the first game.
I think I expected the scores to be pretty high. We kept striking, so chances of scores being low were very low.
I didn't expect it to be any differently that first game. But I knew that the lanes were getting a little bit harder. They were starting to tighten up, and I know the next game's going to be a little bit low scoring. And in low scoring environments, I feel like I can really take advantage of it, and just keep the frames clean and win the game.
Expectations of high scores were met in Game 1. Michael hoping the lanes will start to get more challenging, while Natalie, on the other hand, is just one win away from bowling for the belt. Who will face Alex Horton in the championship belt match? Stay tuned for Game 2 at the Bet Invite Series. The Bet Invite Series is sponsored by Bones Elite Training. Train here, win there. Brunswick Bowling. Experience is everything. And by BuddiesProShop.com, the place all bowlers shop. Welcome back to round number 2 at the Bet Invite Series, presented by Bones Elite Training. In Game 1, Kent throwing the first strike in the 10th to take Game 1 245 to 238. Harmon Jr. looking to force the one-ball roll-off with a win in Game 2.
Well, good start.
Left the baby split, and that's not my favorite sprayer of all time. So I missed it, but I just knew I had to get up and make a good shot the next frame and keep it going.
Are we going to get a Natalie Kent? None of that crossover crap? You got to do it the next strike you throw. You got it. I set it up perfectly. I would feel honored if you did it. Okay? I would feel real honored.
I'll be honest with you, I got a couple of fortunate breaks in this match that went my way, and I feel like things were just a little bit falling into place for me. But you catch a good break, you roll with the next one. Like I said before, you don't want to get emotionally high or low. You just want to stay a little bit mellow. You don't want the emotions to get a part of the game. So.
Neither player with a commanding start at the beginning of Game 2. Michael with the early 12-pin lead, Natalie would strike in the third, but fail to strike in the fourth to cut into Michael's lead. He can extend it to 22 with strikes in the fourth and fifth.
Hook. Okay. That was the right spot. Do that again. Get back.
Michael maintaining his 12-pin lead. Natalie can get this game to single digits with strike in the fifth and sixth.
I really, really wanted it on the left lane because I know if I caught the double first, I was definitely going to win the game. You know what I mean? Without a doubt. So I mean, it really felt like in that game, it was the first one to double is going to win this game. So I was like, I got to get there first. She had just given me like the open in that game, and I was like, this is my chance. You got to capitalize it. You got to get on top of it. And so I'm trying to strike, maybe trying a little bit too hard, but I mean that left lane was treacherous.
Natalie with the huge split conversion in the fifth, keeping herself in the match and momentum on her side. She trails Michael by 15.
I left the 4-7-10, and I didn't think it was that bad of a shot, so I was like, just get up and try and shoot it. So I made it, and then I think it gives a little motivation to like pump you up a little bit to get up and make a good shot in the next frame. Oh no, it's got a hook.
They glue that one down?
Can't wait to shoot it for you.
How many is that in a row? It's 4 in a row on the left lane.
Yeah, you like the right lane a little more?
Michael with the biggest mistake of the match, missing the 10-pin in the 8th frame. Now his lead is down to just 4 pins.
What do you want me to say? Uncharacteristic. Let's put it that way. It's not a good time for that.
Natalie maintaining pace in the match, sparing in the 7th and striking in the 8th. Natalie with a max score of 213. Michael's max is 218. Harman, after its 5th 10-pin of Game 2, would change balls in the 9th, striking and giving himself a chance to stay alive. Arguably his only chance to stay alive.
Michael changed balls in the 9th, and I think it was a good move because he couldn't get the 10 out, so he needed to make an adjustment.
I'm throwing the ball good enough to strike, and it's obviously not striking, so I need to make a change somehow. I had previously, 2 frames before that, made a little 3-and-1 left, and that just created a different angle to ring 10 a different way. So I'm definitely like, I got to make a change, and I'm not one to look back on things and say what could it have been if I did this. So I'm like, you know what I mean? There's no better time but the present to make a change, and that's what I did it.
It was a pretty risky move considering it was that late in the game.
Kent with a strike in the 9th and double and 6 in the 10th will shut out Harman and advance to the championship match. Anything less, and Harman can still force the roll-off. Natalie finishes Game 2 with 181. Michael now needs any mark to win Game 2 and force the roll-off.
Come on.
This match is now all tied up. Each player will throw 1 shot, with the high pin count winning and advancing to the championship belt match. Natalie has elected to go first on the left lane.
Going to the roll-off, I didn't have much thought on which lane I chose because I didn't think I had an amazing look on either lane that second game. So I was like, I just need to get up and strike either way. That was that bad. That's pretty good. Good match, Michael.
I feel like I just got handed another one, you know what I mean? First with Ian and then now with her. And, you just put yourself in the situation and, sometimes you get a break like that and sometimes you don't, you know what I mean? She throws that shot 10 times, 8 out of 10 times she's striking. And, I caught her on the 2 that she wasn't. And that was very fortunate for me because I didn't think I was gonna strike. I found a way in the end, and that's all that matters, right? This sport is all about just having the highest total after, the game's over, and I found a way to knock down the most pins. Not gonna say I threw the ball better than she did or performed better than she did, but just, it wasn't her day and it was my day, and it goes around the same way for many tournaments. And I definitely feel like I caught a break in this match, and I'm gonna, take advantage of it moving forward.
I was just glad to be back with everyone and having exciting matches and just hanging out overall.
Michael Harmon Jr. is advancing to the championship belt match after defeating Natalie Kent in the roll-off. He will now face his ex-teammate Alex Horton in the championship match with the belt on the line.
Listen here, I know Alex very well. We've been teammates for 2 years, roommates for 2 years. He's a really close friend of mine. You know, over this last year we really bonded. But in that time, I've got to know a little bit of his weaknesses, and I will be exploiting them for sure. It's gone both ways, you know what I mean? He beats me sometimes, I beat him sometimes, but you know, unfortunately today's not his day, and it's gonna be my day, and I'm just gonna go out there and win.
I think I have to root for Michael, because before the match we had an agreement that whoever wins this has to win it all. So I have to pull for Michael now.
Listen here, I mean, I'm gonna win everything anyways, so it doesn't matter. Come on, look at me. You think I'm losing?
Now on to our bracket recap, presented by BuddiesProShop.com. In Game 1, Natalie Kent took the high-scoring victory 245-238 over Harmon Jr. In Game 2, things would slow down with Michael making a huge ball change late in the game to secure the victory in Game 2, 187-181. Michael feeling gifted for the second round in a row after his brother getting 6 in the first round and Natalie only getting 8 in the second round. Next week, it's ex-teammates battling it out. It's the villain, Alex Horton, who's undefeated through 2 rounds, facing Michael Harmon Jr., who has snuck out wins in roll-offs in both of his matches. And this time, the belt is on the line. Who will hold the belt entering the triple threat title match? Justin and Brandon Bohn are waiting in the wings to see who they'll face in the triple threat finals to see who will become champion at the Bet Invite Series. That's all we've got from Bohn's Elite Training. We'll see you next week at the Bet Invite Series.